Good morning. I'm back out. I know it was about, was it 2 weeks ago? So this is now my second hunt in 2 or 3 weeks. So I've matched what I did all of last year. So yeah, so I'm back out with the ATmax and I'm using the Viper coil today. So I'm going to give it a whirl. I know I rate the 5x8 coil, the very small one. That's the one I normally use because it is outstanding. But I've never given this coil a fair crack at the whip. So I'm going to give it a whirl today. I'm on a different field. The field I was on last week, where I had a couple of weeks ago, the silvers were just next over. So I'm going to give this one a whirl because I know somewhere on this farm, the old guy that was here found a Bronze Age axe. And obviously that's on my bucket list. See if there's any more lying around here. But like I said, he gridded this farm for probably 30 years because it was on his doorstep. That's all he had to do was jump over his garden wall and he was on the farm. So he blitzed this place, but obviously he missed those silvers. So what else has he missed? So I'll catch you all on the first hole. Cheers. First target, basically about 5 feet from where I just did the introduction. And a cracking signal, but it looks like it's Hartley's jam jar lid. Good signal though, so you know, either he found things like this and left them in the hole, which I can't imagine he would have, but there are still going to be things here. So there we go, jam jar lid in the box. I wasn't feeling it in that field, to be honest with you. Even though I've been in there umpteen times with the Equinox, I just wasn't feeling it. So I've come back in now to the field where I found the silvers with it a couple of weeks ago, just to see if this Viper sniffs anything else out. So I'll hover around where I've been and I'll try and find some spots I missed. Okay, catch you in a bit. Oh well, first coin, something I didn't miss last week, but it's epoxy modern day penny. Probably from the 70s actually. Right, I've changed into another field now. Things are just really dead. So what I've done is I've come into a field that I came in, the last time I came in here it was with the Minelab Equinox, I believe. Or maybe the Xterra Pro when I was trialling that out. I did find a Tudor button and a Victoria 6p or a 3p silver around by here. So I'm going to give it a whirl. I've seen a lot of cow muck in this field. I've closed the gate. I've had a quick squint up the other end. It doesn't look like there's any cows in here. But I'm going to give it a whirl and see what comes up. Well, to be honest, I'm going to have to do a live dig on this because I've dug nothing properly since that penny apart from coal. I'm in another field now because where I went round the corner of this hedge, I saw the back end of a cow lying down. So it could have been a cow, could have been a bull, but I wasn't hanging about. So anyway, we've got this signal here. It's definitely worth a live dig because this may well be the only thing I dig that's worthwhile to make this video. I don't think people are going to be impressed looking at 1p, unless it's an old 1p. So, loosen up a bit up in there. Oh, get this from here. Whatever it is, it's there. I'll bring you in closer to make sure that you can see what's going on. Dig into, I'll go wide in case, and it's a load of crap. Well, this video certainly isn't going to be as exciting as the last video. Bit of old copper pipe. Crap. Cracking signal, constant 66, and I was convinced it was going to be a coin. I didn't do a live dig, but I'm kind of gutted because I love this. Look at this, beautiful, really heavy, a lead plane. Look at that. Second time on the trot now. I found an old plane, but the plane I found last time was probably from the sort of 80s, 70s, well, 80s probably, with a Phantom. But this is definitely a World War II little plane. I can't think what plane it would have been, but some child was probably running around here holding this in his hand, pretending to bomb ants, and he lost it. Wow, what a beautiful little thing. Chuffed with that. Lovely. Little kid was out here playing Battle of Britain, and the ants shot him down. Nice, I really like that. I'm back at the car now. I've had an hour and a half out. Nothing much to show for it. To be honest, the field I went into a few weeks ago where I found the silver coins, the grass is really long in there now. So, you know, I mean, I was losing so much depth trying to swing through the reeds and the buttercups and all sorts of, you know, I was hovering 6 inches, 7 inches above of the ground. The coil was struggling to sort of dig in. The field I went into first where I found the jam jar lid, that's been done to death. Obviously there probably is still more stuff in there. Then the cows stopped me enjoying one field, and then you know, find of the day, the only thing to write home about is that World War II little sort of lead plane, which is stunning. It'll look lovely in the display cabinet. That could probably tell a story or two, but yeah, that's it. I've been out again. I've matched last year's 2 digs, and hopefully next week I'll be back out again. Need some new ground, need some new places to go to, and I need to get back with my buddy Mark. Mark, we've got to organise a dig. Okay, see you all soon. Ta-ra.